Ros, we're hearing that from Mitch McConnell that leaders have reached a tentative accord, but what do we know?
Well, Paul, even since we just spoke really a few moments ago, Mitch McConnell said that leaders had agreed, and he called it a bipartisan breakthrough after many, many months of talking. It looks like from the House, though, that they will not vote on the deal tonight. They'll hold it to vote until Monday, so they'll press ahead tonight with another continuing resolution to keep the government open. But nevertheless, it does seem like the votes will come on Monday, and that this big $900 billion bill with extended jobless aid, with direct payments to most Americans, and with money for schools, there's a vaccine distribution and all kinds of other things, is it's finally going ahead.
So, Ros, what's the timeline looking like? As you said, the House not voting on COVID relief tonight. We heard from Speaker Pelosi that the deal will take some time to write up. So what do we know at this point of how fast this could progress, and where are we going to see the biggest changes?
Well, I think, some of the things that have been lost along the way include the liability protections for companies that Mitch McConnell wanted for a long time, and of course the state and local aid that Democrats really pushed for several months. So that's basically gone. So the text is now being written up. As Speaker Pelosi said, that's going to take some time. It's a massive bill of several hundred pages, and then certainly some congressional aides and maybe even some lawmakers will spend the night reading through it. So it will go to the House first for passage, and we do now think that's going to be Monday, maybe Monday afternoon, and then it would go to the Senate before being taken up by President Donald Trump. And we heard from some of Trump's close allies in the Senate that they believe he would sign the bill. It's been said that President Trump would have liked to have seen higher stimulus checks, bigger stimulus checks for Americans, but it does seem like the $600 a week that we talked about a while back is going to be the number that's in the final bill.
Still really significant that we finally got this agreement after months of haggling, right? You are looking at live pictures of Senator Schumer speaking in Congress right now. Tell us a little bit about that other issue that became a sticking point during the end part of the negotiations, the Fed's emergency lending powers, because we had just heard from former Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke issuing a really rare public warning on the need to keep the Fed's lending facilities for future crises fully intact.
Yes, that was a very sort of interesting and dramatic turn of events, really, that Republicans led by Senator Pat Toomey were sort of using the stimulus bill to make an end run and maybe try to limit the Fed's powers going forward. And Democrats, rightly or wrongly, saw this possibly as an attempt to hamstring the incoming Biden administration, or to really make it more difficult to move with some flexibility. And I think basically the agreement that was reached late last night put some limits on what would be rolled back in this bill. And as Senator Mitt Romney said yesterday, if there's an effort to really reform the Fed's emergency lending authority, maybe the emergency relief bill is not the time for it. Maybe it's something that could be taken up next year or so on. So it seems like that compromise was reached. Toomey was happy enough with it. Democrats apparently happy enough. And one thing that we did just hear from Chuck Schumer on the Senate floor is that he believes that this stimulus bill gives some momentum to the Biden administration coming in, and you could argue that maybe Republicans didn't want to see that, but in the end, I think possibly a sense of helping the American people may have won out. So, we do expect those votes tomorrow. Is it possible that something could come up in the meantime? Seems less likely now that Senator Mitch McConnell has said that the package is all done.